All right, guys, let's go ahead and get rolling. Happy Wednesday, April 2nd, coming to you, coming to you excited and full of laughter because my son doesn't really understand what a prank is. He wants to know, Dad, what are you gonna do to prank me? Like he doesn't get like the pranks. So he's still learning. He had a good time yesterday. He started karate, and so tons and tons of things to be grateful for. But I wanted to send a huge shout out because I don't know what this means. But it looks like you got an award, Ashley. It's called the Scotsman's Guide Award for the most loan originations. And so I want to send a huge congratulations out to you.
Thank you. I did, Christina did, and a couple other people from our company did. I am just super grateful to work for the Money Store. They have an incredible marketing department that submitted it for us. So it's the first year that we were able to apply for it, and we won. So I'm super excited. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, congratulations. I just saw that this morning. So I'm actually going to go over to Blessing. And Blessing, you are going to be the person that brings us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. So after you bring us out on the field, I want you to share with everyone the text that you sent me earlier today. So let's roll.
Well, happy Wednesday, lovely, lovely people. Sometimes sometimes you're doing all of the right things and it just takes time to actually see the results. But when they hit after you've put in the work, it feels different. So wherever you are, like whatever's going on, I had a conversation with Jabal in the car yesterday, and he was like, "We don't quit when it gets tough. Like we keep pushing through." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the breakthrough. Like you can feel it. The reason it's painful, the reason it feels frustrating is you are literally just imagine yourself breaking through." And we had that conversation, and then I got an email that my client got her offer accepted. That they sent over a counter that was all of the terms that we needed to fix one, but all of the terms, and it was just like it was the best feeling. All of this like stress, all of this fear and anxiety and pressure and like this unfolding that I've been going through and like working through since mid-February paid off. Like it hit and it was amazing. So wherever you are, like whatever you're doing, know that like it genuinely is the right thing, but we're naturally impatient. We want it right now. You don't appreciate it when you get it right now, but you appreciate it a lot more when you actually put in the work. So no matter what's going on, don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Don't be afraid to get on camera. Do not be afraid to open your mouth, because when you do and you see the results of it, it's just confirmation. So whatever you have to do, face it head on and let's go for it.
Send some love, some light, some positive energy to Blessing. Blessing, what an amazing contribution, way to open up the space. Always, always a pleasure to have you here and just dropping your, heartfelt contributions. And so I appreciate you and thanks for being here and congratulations on all of your success, which is a culmination of all the hard work, all the behind the scenes, all the late nights, all the tears, all the things that everybody doesn't see. All they see is that tip of the iceberg, but that iceberg goes miles and miles down to the ocean, and that's what we all don't see. And so, congratulations to you. Really quick, I saw a quick hand go up. Ashley, Ashley's hand went up really quick, and then I saw a hand go up from Kelly. But Ashley, let's go.
I just wanted to acknowledge Blessing. How she does anything is how she does everything. What she didn't tell you is that she drove to our client's work with a balloon and pranked her and showed up and basically just told her she got the house, and the client cried, and it was a really powerful moment that she gave that person that will never ever ever forget it. So,
What she pranked them?
well, she didn't prank him. I said
Oh,
I'm
I
still in the
did.
April Fool's mode. I did prank
you
him.
don't get you
No,
don't get the house.
You don't get the house. Okay, go
it
ahead,
wasn't a
Blessing.
complete prank. So she actually called me because this woman has been she's she's the type of client we all want. She's super communicative. She's been asking for updates. She's been patient. Vernane, the camera failed. It did. I missed it. But she didn't want it posted anyway. But she called me and I was on my way to her and she's like, "What happened?" So I had to tell her, like, "Yeah, you'll know by like 4 o'clock. We're supposed to get this." And she's like, she's devastated. And I can hear, you guys know, like when someone's hurting, I feel it. But I was just like, it'll be worth it. Just tell her it's coming. She's like now talking about the backup property and how sad she is. She's not going to get this. So I pull up and I have one of her, she's a teacher. I have one of her coworkers like walk into the office and I'm like hiding behind her. She goes into the office. I like sneak in while they're like digging through paperwork and she turns around. She's like, someone's here for you. She gave me the biggest stink eye. Like I was going to get punched. She was like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, congratulations. She didn't believe me. And then when it sank in, like that's when she welled up. She's like, she even texted me this morning, like, I still don't believe you. And I'm like, no, the paperwork is happening. So she got escrow and instructions. It's happening. She's over the moon. This woman raised her credit score by 100 points to be able to get this home. And it is literally her dream home. She has worked her ass off. Like I could not be more proud of this woman.
Let's
She has
go.
the RPA. Stop.
Send me the
Stop
RPA.
for me.
Okay. All right, great stuff. Kelly Hooker, rapid fire, then we're gonna move on. I got some things prepared for you guys. Let's go, Kelly. What's your contribution?
So remember on Monday how I told you about the house I went and knocked on when I was picking up my son's friend? So anyway, I went to a listing appointment on Monday. It was absolutely amazing. I got the listing. The son kept saying, Mom, I told you she was sent from above. I told you God sent her to us, and like crying, must have given me 5,000 hugs. And I actually I related to them on a very personal level because of the alcohol and the addiction and all that stuff. And the father lost his battle to addiction. And anyway, I became very vulnerable with them. Got the listing. We're trashing out their house. So I got that too. My son's going to get to work and make some money doing that. And then we found out that she has like $750,000 equity. So I'm going to get to help her find a new home and help her into that new chapter of her life. And I mean, it's just the biggest blessing. God placed me at that doorstep and had me get out of my comfort zone. I'm like, I'm going to the beach, but I'm going to go knock on this door real quick because I see an opportunity. And I'm feeling super grateful and blessed on this one. And I'm so excited to help this family.
Let's go. Well, congratulations to you. I love the bold action, right? Just you see people moving, they got stuff outside. You see a moving truck, you see, construction workers pull up and see what's going on. So really, really great stuff, you guys. I'm going to pull up my screen right now and I want to share something with you. And I want to get your thoughts and interpretation of this. So let me pull this up really quick. And then don't go far, Ashley. I'm going to have you read this out to the group really quick. So Ashley, I'm going to turn this over to you and I want you to just read this out loud. And then we're going to take a pause. I want to see how this lands for everybody. So go ahead, Ash.
Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace.
Oh, I put an extra S there, so I'll adjust that. But and let me stop sharing. So when you read that, Ashley, where does your mind go, and how does that land for you? Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles; it takes away today's peace.
When I
Elaborate.
was 19, I had a mentor. I used to knock door to door selling security systems. And my mom's friend was my mentor. He owned the security company. And I was so stressed out. I was just trying to figure out life every single day. And he stopped me and he told me, worrying doesn't do anything. It doesn't solve the problem. It just takes away your peace today. Exactly what this quote is. And a light bulb went off, and that's when I decided I'm not going to spend my time worrying about things. I'm going to take action. And then I'm just going to let it go. But worrying, the act of worrying literally does nothing but makes you stand still.
Yeah, God, I really appreciate that. And how ironic that this was something that a mentor shared with you. How many of you worry? And some of you probably over worry. Does anybody on this call fall into that worry or over worry categories? Some people have both hands up. And so somebody else, I want them to share their interpretation of this quote. So let me put it up here one more time. Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away from today's peace. Evangeline, I cannot believe how big that baby is. Look at her. Hi, baby.
3
All right,
months
let's go.
a day. She's on the coach.
Oh,
She's trying to learn the grind too. But
I love this.
no, so it just makes me think. I don't the English major in me here, but Mark Twain actually said to worry is to pay a debt you do not owe. And I just find the similarities between that, because it is true. Like, why are we paying a debt that we don't owe? I want to keep my money. Like,
Wow.
so
Okay, wait, hold on again. Say that one more time because I haven't heard this Mark Twain quote.
yes, to worry is to pay a debt you don't owe.
Ooh. How many of you worry about things that all right, I'll do a survey. How many of you worried about things months and months ago, and now here you are today, and you're like, think back, like, why did I even worry about that? Has that ever happened to you? Like, I spent so much time stressing or worrying or caring about something, and in the hindsight, was it anything really that substantial in my life? Like, if you look at a problem that you feel you have right now or something that you're stressed about, and I want you to think about that same problem 5 years from now, 1 year from now, 6 months from now. Is that problem amplified or is it actually not that bad? So, Evangeline, I absolutely love that. I'm going to create a reel on that. I'm going to create some content around that. And so, to worry is to pay a debt that you don't owe. Is that what it is?
Yeah, correct.
Man, Evangeline, really, really good stuff. And the baby is adorable. Jeff, let's go to you, big dog.
Hey, just real quick. I mean, of course, the worrying thing, I work on not worrying a lot, and I've gotten pretty good at it. But I mean, just like Evangeline was saying, different things resonate, quotes. I mean, I do a lot of that. And one of the ones I use a lot is from a Tom Petty song, Crawling Back to You. And it's sure as night will follow day, most things I worry about never happen anyway. And it's just, it's one of those things that you just can rack your brain, keep yourself up at night, just stress yourself out, which like takes away from your actual, health. And it just, it can be a huge problem if you don't get your hands around it. It can spiral out of control. So just recognizing it, I think, just like anything in life, recognizing it is probably one of the biggest steps. And then dealing with it, however you do, is huge. So, but that's one kind of quote lyric I always go back to.
I love it. I love it. And you're speaking to a person that is a huge Tom Petty fan. So I appreciate your sentiment. Let's go Vernon, and then we'll go Glenn Riggs, and we're going to shift gears in the conversation. Let's go, Vernon.
Man, super powerful text there. Reminds me of a scripture in Philippians that says, worry about nothing, but in all things through prayer and supplication and thanksgiving, all things will be. So what that means is like worrying is an energy, right? And let's ask ourselves a question. The things that we worry about, does the worry change the outcome? If we're worried about tomorrow, and tomorrow's not promised to us, life is short. We very well may be taking some of our last breaths in this. We don't know. And so we're worried about a future that is not here, and it's robbing us from being present and being at peace in the present, in the now moment, which is all that we have right now. And so disperse of the energy of worry, anxiety, stay present and in a space of gratitude, because tomorrow's not promised to us, and let's live our best moment by moment today.
Man, I appreciate that sentiment at a high level. Let's go Glenn Riggs, and we're going to shift gears in the conversation. Thank you, Vernon.
Yeah, so worrying is putting bad energy where you shouldn't even have it, right? And we're the only creatures that do it. If you look at all the other creatures, like a squirrel doesn't worry about whether or not it's going to have enough food to get it through the winter. It just moves its ass and puts the nuts in the tree, right? My dog doesn't worry about if she's going to get dinner tonight. She just gets excited when she sees me reach for her bowl. So if we behave more like that and put our energy instead of the worry, like when I got laid off of my job, I didn't worry about losing my job. I was like, all right, how do I, my corporate job, obviously, how do I kick ass in real estate, right? I didn't put the energy on not having a job. I put the energy on making a difference in my life moving forward.
Man, I absolutely love this. Absolutely love it. So really good contributions, you guys. We're going to go into some of my thoughts about this group and what we do every single time we come together. Let's call this our intentions for Keep It Moving group coaching. And you've seen this, and I'm going to continue to share this, and this will be kind of like our mantra as we grow together. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Blessing grab the mic really quick, and I'm going to have you read these out loud, and then I'll get your guys' thoughts on any of these and contributions. But Blessing, I'm going to have you read these out loud to the group.
We operate in truth. We contribute to the power of collective wisdom. No excuses, no bullshit, no stories, results only. We stay true to our word, spoken and written, self-integrity, self-respect. I don't need motivation, I need clarity. I move with intention. Action without purpose is just noise. I don't rise to the level of my feelings, I rise to the level of my standards. Listen for the one thing. We keep it moving towards our dreams, goals, and vision.
This is our sentiment. This is our intentions for this group. These are our commandments. This is how we operate in this room. Blessing, where do you go? Which one landed for you? Which few landed for you? Tell me your thoughts and sentiment.
I don't rise to the level of my feelings. I rise to the level of my standards. Actually, last night I was going back through some of the old videos, and I happened to land on the first one I attended, and there was a point that that was made that texted myself. It's right. It's very relevant right now. If you're making conscious decisions, then you spiral up. If you go back into your habits, you spiral down. And those habits are our feelings. Those are us reacting to a past track. But if we raise our standards, if we just say, instead of accepting mediocrity, I can do one thing a little bit better today than I did yesterday, that has a visible impact. And it landed so well because I'm thinking about this group, and there's so many here that may not realize it, that the way that they showed up a year ago isn't even close to who they are now. And you don't really realize how far you grow until you go back and do that reflection. So I love that one. And then we operate in truth. Be who you are. There's no other you that can ever be. So I love it.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you. Blessing, anybody else have a contribution, thoughts, or anything on this dialogue that I put on the screen? Make sure to take a picture of this, share this. This is important to me, and my hope is that it is important to you as well. Anybody else have a contribution before we move forward? Going once, going twice. All right, cool, you guys. Let's get right in this hot seat. So let's get in the hot seat. I don't know if you saw an article recently, but I did, and I've been doing my homework on it. And what we are poised to have in the week of April 13th to the 19th, historically, April 13th and 19th is, I'll change this, is the best time to list your home for consumers. Now they're seeing this, we're seeing this on our end. Explain to the group why and what data supports this. So if you're doing your homework and you're reading and you're looking at the market, you saw this article, and I'll drop the article in just a moment. That way you guys can see it. But knowing that we are on the brink of what's going to be an amazing spring season, this is an opportunity for us to capitalize, to share this messaging with our consumers. So historically, April 13th to the 19th is the best week and best time to list your home. And I'll share this article with you. Who wants to take the mic and share with us why you believe that this is a great time, and how are you having this communication with consumers right now to get them ready to go to list their house with you? How can you use this in your correspondence? How can you put this in an email campaign? How can you make a video about this? How can you reach out to those sellers that you met months ago that said they just were not quite ready? Who wants to take the mic, grab the hot seat, and share with us why they believe this is the best time for a consumer to list their house to get ready for the spring market? I need 3 to 5 people to get involved in this conversation and take the hot seat. So who's going to be my first brave soul to take on this question? And then I'm going to share the article with you in the chat down below. And I'll wait before I get some hands up. And I don't want it to be Blessing. I don't want it to be Vernon. I want it to be somebody that doesn't speak all the time on the call. So, all right, cool. I got Dominique. I need 2 other people at a minimum to get involved in this conversation. Hot seat time. Throw your hands up. This is Keep It Moving coaching. This isn't Keep It Moving. I'm just going to sit in the background and not do shit. Get involved in this conversation. So, Dominique, let's hear from you.
Hi. I am actually very new, so I may be wrong. This is more a guessing, but that's when the taxes potentially get paid back? Is that what it is?
All right, so I'll hit you with this way. I'm a consumer. I just read
Okay.
this article that was published that I just dropped in the chat down below.
Okay.
So if you don't have all the answers yet, grab that article, take a look at that article. I'm a consumer and I'm talking with you, and I just saw an article the other day that if I list between the 13th and the 19th, I'll have a higher opportunity to make more money historically and also get more traffic on my property. Can you tell me about why this time of year is a better time for us?
Well, I mean, I will have to read it, but I was just trying to participate. You know, I haven't participated much, so I was guessing that's what I was. But I'm gonna read the article and I can come back to that as well.
All right, cool. I'm
My
not gonna let
apologies.
you off the hook though. So let's
No
go on
worries.
to. You're talking to a seller right now. You're prepping them. We know springtime is an amazing time to list our homes. This is when more inventory is going to come on the market. On to, what type of conversations are we having with our sellers?
Well, it's spring, and so the activities is going to be higher, and people are more willing to go out there and look for homes. And it's tax season, and so tax refunds, and so that it gives them more buying power. And we all know that spring is when the market is hot, then more inventories, and so you have a chance of, getting more buyers at that time.
Okay, good stuff, good stuff. So let me take you through some of this article, and then I'm going to pass the mic over to Heather, and then we'll go over to Kelly. So, and I'd love to hear from Chris on this. So spring is typically a good time to list your home. And at a time when policy changes and economic turning points create questions and uncertainty, it can help to focus on what we know from chief economists from Realtor.com. What we've seen is between April 13th and 19th are most likely to find an ideal balance of market conditions according to Online Property Portal. With that, sellers could potentially get an average of $27,000 more for their home listing during this week. Now, in our market, that's going to be vastly different, and that number could be well over 27,000. But you could look at this and historically see what has happened in the years and in the months, and you could see that we're going to see an uptick. And so it's important that when you're having a conversation with a consumer, that you let them know that now is an amazing time to list their home. This is a great opportunity for them to get settled in their new location before the summertime comes, before they have to start school at their new location, so on and so forth. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Heather. Heather, take a stab at this. You're in the hot seat right now. Conversation. Oh, sorry. Back. Conversation you're having with sellers right now. Let's roll.
There's a multitude of reasons. You have supply and demand. So when you have a lot more buyers, there's just increased activity, which means multiple offers. So if your home is priced competitively, they're going to get more people in there, competitive offers. You have the pleasant weather. More things are in bloom, your house is looking better, you have longer days, more warmer weather, people are out there, people are looking. So it's a multitude of things. So the home appearance, the good weather, the springs in bloom, increased buyer activity. So it's a good time overall. So yeah. So it's a good to list. I have everything on my computer over here, so I'm trying to look at you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I like you. You're doing your homework. I love it. Let's go, Kelly Hoker, really quick. I'm going to go over to you, and then anybody else wants to take a stab at this. Why you believe springtime is the best time for your consumer to put their house on the market? Let's go, Kelly. Then we'll go, Chris.
So everything that Heather just said, as well as families want to get in and get settled before summer, before before the school year is going to start the next year. Also, I don't have my glasses, first of all, and I don't have my computer, but I believe it was historically homes during this time sell for about 6.7% more. And obviously it's because there's more buyers out there, the weather is better, the curb appeal in homes are vibrant, the flowers are popping. And so, yeah, historically, this is the best week within the year to sell. And I highly encourage you to list.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's hear more contributions on this. Good stuff. Let's go, Chris B. Chris B, somebody that is an expert on listing homes. What type of conversations are you having with those sellers that might have been on the fence or maybe waiting to hear some good news or some positive insight from you? What type of dialogue would you have around this with your consumer?
Yeah, all the points are valid that everyone made. The weather's getting better. People want to get out and get a head start before their kids start school again. But the most important point is you're going to have less competition compared to late spring, early summer. So when you have less competition, you have more buyers looking at your house, more people competing for, a few houses instead of 5 or 6. So that's probably the main strong point, not only the weather, but you'll just have less competition mid-April compared to late April, May, early June.
All right. So you're saying that there's going to be less houses on the market, or you're seeing that. So help me understand the less competition.
There's less listings coming on in mid-April compared to later on in May and early June, late spring.
Okay. All right, cool. And it says here, while spring is usually the busiest season for the housing market, there are typically 13.2% fewer listings, fewer sellers listing their homes during the week of April 13th. So like you said, with less competition among sellers, the median price is historically 1.1% higher than the average week at 6.7 higher than the beginning of the year. So not everybody is going to take advantage of this window. So I hear you there, and I think that does create a heightened demand. So good stuff, Chris.
And also the buyers that are actually out and want to get a head start, they're well educated and they're serious and they're ready to act. So you want to be ready when they are.
Yeah, well said, my man. Well said. Let's go to Evangeline and Baby, and then we'll go over to Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, if you root it in data, right, that it's, I think the article said it was like a 17.7 uptick in clicking of like listings and stuff, but then a 13.3 like fewer listings. So then it's like, okay, well, more demand, less supply. What do you think that's going to do to the prices? But to not root in data and just like more humanize it, logic is like, well, real estate really follows the cycles of life, right? Like come May time, you got graduations, maybe people are downsizing, people are getting married May, June, they're getting ahead of that, right? So like think about the cycles of life. So if you want to be actually in your home, job offers. I have a client right now that's like starting their job in June. So it's like if you want to actually be in your home by May or June, you got to be looking now so we can close.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Jacob, let's hear from you.
All right. Mine's a little bit unorthodox, but I'm going to say it anyway. So I would say getting a new home before summer is just like getting a new body before summer. Everybody wants to get their new bod before summertime hits. Everybody wants to get their new home before summertime hits. Right now is one of the best times. There's already been a 32% increase in mortgage applications pulled. And I like to use a lot of analogies. So if I was to compare it, listing your home now to something else, I would compare it to this. It's like when you go to those little small towns and there's only one coffee shop, only one diner that everybody goes to. Everybody knows each other. You go there all the time. It's almost like how it is when you list your home right now with less competition. Everybody's looking at, there's all eyes on your home. Everybody's looking at your home. In the summer, it can get lost. People look at your home too, but there's just more options. So you'll have
we
a lot
lost
more competition.
But I do love the unorthodox approach, my man. So really good stuff. Appreciate your contribution. Let's go back to Heather, and then we're going to shift gears in the conversation unless anybody else wants to contribute. Let's go.
I did, that did make me think when you said that. Another thing too, there was one year I worked with a lot of people that were moving out of state, and it's a good time of year because people don't want to be displaced during the holidays. So you'll have a lot of people that are making moves in the middle of the year, as opposed to maybe, around this time there's Easter, but, during the springtime, before summer, in the middle of the year. So they're not displaced during the holidays.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Blessing, you had a hand up and then it went down. So I'm going to go back to you. Blessing, what's your thoughts, contribution?
It was Evangeline actually said it that it's a combination of what Angeline said and Chris said, that because there is a dip in inventory, and most of the clients I've been working with are first time buyers, they've been waiting and paying attention. So they are a lot more educated, and buyers are ready. So if there's homes that are coming up, because it still feels like sellers want to wait till it's quote unquote like into summer, buyers are ready. So anything that's popping up, especially in the next 4 to 6 weeks, just because they've been waiting and they know like they need to be ready, there's a better chance of getting more money for your home versus waiting, just because the inventory does tick up. So that's what I wanted to add.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. All right, guys. So I want to hear from our lending partners. Obviously, we heard some stats and some figures, uptick in mortgage applications. I want to hear directly from the source. I want to hear what you guys are experiencing. What is your state of the market addressed to the group? And so let's go Ashley and let's go Jeff. What are you guys experiencing on the lending side?
Good morning. Exactly what Blessing just said. I'm noticing a lot more people that have been shopping starting to go into contract. So it feels like it's like raining contracts for people who are ready. So stay on top of your pipeline. And then also today is the day that President Trump is going to announce tariffs at 1 o'clock today. And so how that affects us and mortgage rates is that you have $1 and you have the stock market and you have the bond market. And so what happens when people are fearful, they take their money from the stock market and they put it into bonds. And when they do that, our interest rates go down. So depending on how fearful people are at 1 o'clock today, did they do what is expected? Okay, it might stay the same or it might get a little bit worse in interest rates. Did they do something crazy out of the blue and unexpected? Interest rates might get a lot better because more people might pull out of the stock market and go into bonds. So we're really just kind of waiting what's going to happen. Employment data came out and it was pretty stable. Let Jeff touch on that. But right now we have seen decreasing interest rates week over week over week. And just that alone is bringing a lot of buyers out. A lot of refinances are starting to be able to make sense. And so we're just kind of staying tuned to see if this is going to keep going after today or what's really going to happen.
Wow, really, really good stuff, Ashley. Let's go to Jeff.
Thanks, Ashley. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much uncertainty. So, I mean, honestly, the message that I would have for buyers, borrowers, whatever, is do it now. Because you don't know what's going to happen in a week, a month, 2 months from now. I mean, the tariff announcement that's coming out, the markets, I mean, if as you guys watch the markets, it's all over the place. I mean, the futures were down 300. Now the market's up 60. We got up this morning and the bond market was down 3 or 4 points. Now it's up 3 or 4 points. So just is kind of all over the place. And we've seen a lot of activity. And I would just encourage buyers out there, just, I don't know, pull the trigger now because we just don't know exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully we continue to see rates coming down. And Ashley's completely right. When it's a risk off, when people are pulling money out, they go into bonds, rates go down. We'll see what the tariffs do and what the announcement is in a longer term scenario, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months down the road. Tariffs are historically inflationary. Inflation is bad for interest rates. So if we continue to see inflation reports in the coming months that are bad with inflation going up, then that's going to be bad for interest rates. So I would say take advantage of the market that we're in now. Hold on because it's going to be a wild ride. You're going to see wild fluctuations, and lean on your LO because they're going to be able to give you the insight on, what is happening, not even just on a day to day. I mean, we're on like a hour to hour, situation. So it is good out there though. I mean, everybody, I think across the board from a realtor and lender perspective is busy right now, especially from a purchase perspective. So just take advantage of it while we can, and hopefully it continues down this path. So it's fun. I like a little uncertainty because it makes things exciting and a little fun, but there are some times where you're like, oh shoot. So
good stuff, Jeff. I appreciate it. Chris, you threw your hand back up. Let's hear. I'm going to share some information about tariffs and things that decisions that Trump has made that will impact the housing market negatively as well as positively, and let you guys decipher that information, after this call. But Crispy, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I get a lot of these questions from people, especially affluent people that are worried. And I love global economy shit. I nerd out on this shit, listen to podcasts and all that stuff. And I always just ease their mind and say it's just a process, like even under, I'm for whoever is gonna bring prosperity to the nation. I'm not either Republican or Democrat. I'm kind of like in the middle. But I always tell people, like during this last like 10, 20 years, the trade deficit has been going like 23 million, like it's going up and up and up. And foreign interest in American investments is 23.5 trillion, while American investments into foreign interests is only 3 trillion. There's a huge disparity, and shit's got to fucking change now. And people don't like change, you know what I mean? People are like, tariffs are fucking shit up, but you can go through the rough patch always before shit gets better. So you got to take that mindset, have faith in the U.S. economy in the long run, have faith in our innovation, have faith in the creativity, have faith in our power, because this can come back. And if you run around scared, listening to news all day, you're gonna hinder yourself, and you're gonna have analysis paralysis. So you got to just take action and make those power moves now. Buckle up, do best for you and your family, because the time will come where we're gonna hit that age of prosperity again. It's all ebb and flows, you know what I'm saying? So people just get caught up. But if you really listen to data, you listen to credible people from podcasts and not the fucking news, you're gonna have them coming at you, and they're gonna be like, "You're my motherfucking realtor for life," So just get educated and spit the right stuff, guys. Don't fall into all this crap, because really it's just the old Roman philosophy: a divided nation is a controlled nation. They're trying to divide us all day: black, white, gay, straight, Republican, liberal, Democrat. Don't fall into that madness. Just fall into empowering people as a whole. So I love this. I nerd out on global shit. I listen to podcasts about money all day long. But this is my shit. So when you talk about when you come in contact and talk to those people, you're the professional, not only real estate, but how the global economy affects real estate and how America is going to prosper, because we're still the most powerful country and nation, even though a lot of people are coming up with us due to all the sellouts that we've had in our country for the last 20 years, from the Bushes to everybody else. Man, not both sides been selling out. So let's just shake shit up and make money.
Wow. Wow, powerful. Welcome to Chris's economic update and podcast. I need to say no more, but Chris, like, spoken like a true professional. And what I want to encourage everybody to do, and Mary, I'm getting some background noise, and if you have a contribution, throw your hand up. If not, can you put yourself on mute, please? Mayori, I'm going to mute you. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, guys. So from the Housing Wire, this is a list. I mean, this is a very robust list of updated list of all Trump's actions that impact the housing market. So there's tons of things on here that you can geek out on, including tariffs, including HUD, including FHFA, all kinds of different things. And so if you have some time and you're on a walk, or maybe you're at the gym, and elliptical, if you're in the sauna and you want to geek out on this information, I'm going to put this down in the chat below. Now, what this helps you to do is it just makes you even more astute about what's going on in the market around us. So when you have these conversations with consumers, you have a robust understanding, like Chris just shared, about what's happening locally, what's happening nationally, what's happening internationally, and how that's impacting us as agents. And so, take a look at that. Take a look at the other article that I shared. And so, really, really good stuff. Who else wants to share with us? And we'll get off the thread from sellers. Who else wants to share with me some powerful dialogue that you're currently having with consumers about the reality of the market? Let's go one more time. Heather, shout out to Heather. This is her third time raising her hand in one session. So Heather, let's go.
No, that's crazy. Actually, I raised my hand before you said conversations you're having with consumers, but it is a conversation I'm having with consumers. I just went into the office yesterday to create some content for a reel about the HUD using federal land to build affordable housing, or that they're going to be doing that. Just went in there and did a script to do some content, because that's obviously going to be affecting the market significantly. So yeah, that was one of the things I just did content on. that I'm working
All
on.
right, good stuff. Good stuff. So let's get somebody else in the hot seat. Who wants to share with us, with the group, how you're explaining the reality of the market? Sun is shining, the weather is getting great. It's just a great time for us to be out there showing homes, talking to people. If somebody's been on the fence, like how are we getting around this and how are we talking about it? Let's go one more time, Ashley. Let's hear from you.
So honestly, what I'm seeing is that clients are getting the best of both worlds right now. Interest rates have been coming down in this present moment. Interest rates have been significantly coming down. Every time I talk to a client, I'm like, oh, you're a little bit better off. And when they're coming back into contract, a lot of them have seller credits. So they're able to buy their interest rate down. I have a couple that are bought into the fives. I'm always very careful to preface, this is not work in every community. If you go to Berkeley, forget about it. You're hundreds and thousands of dollars over. But in some communities, what I am seeing firsthand is that we're getting the best of both worlds. We're buying our rate down to the fives, or we're getting closing costs paid for, and we're getting a good deal on the house and getting the house accepted, and the sellers are willing to negotiate with us. So I love this market. I wish it could stay forever. Like this is
All
great.
right, good stuff, good stuff. Somebody brought this up earlier, and I want to talk about it. I think it was Jacob. I don't recall who it was, but I want to talk about your summer body. And this is more of a summer body mentality versus your actual physical summer body. What I want for your business is I want your business to look really, really good in a bikini. I want your business to look really, really good with its shirt off. And what I mean by that is that now walking into Q2 is the time that you prepare your business to make sure that it's running lean, that you have all of your operational efficiencies in place, that you have your prospecting plan, that you're going hard. So when the summertime comes around, in our case, it's not the beach, it's the summer market of this influx of buyers and sellers, that you are ready to have your shirt off. You're ready to rock your bikini because your business is in a very, very good position. So Q2 symbolizes your beach body. And I want you to really think about it this way. Like if you did all the hard work right now and you dieted and you exercised and you did your crunches and you hit the beach of Mexico in the late August, and you're like, man, I look good, I feel good. Let's put your business in that same type of position. What work can you do now over the next quarter to make sure that all of the systems in your business and prospecting habits are in place, so that way you have a solid summer body and you can go out there and really be proud of what you've been able to do. So I use this as an example because all of us want to have that summer body. All of us want to go out there and be able to feel comfortable and confident. Well, I want you to have that same comfortability and that same confidence within your business. And so it's going to take some work. It's going to take you really planning out Q2 and saying, okay, what did I do in Q1? First off, reflect. What worked? What didn't work? What did I fall short on? What did I learn? What did I really dial in? And then say, what's it going to take for me to make sure that I am growing in Q2? What didn't I do? Where did I fall short? What was the missed opportunities? That's an opportunity for me to look at Q2 as my summer body months to say, I got to get prepared. I got to do this differently. Or else I'm going to sit on the fucking sand with my big ass t-shirt on and I'm not going to feel comfortable taking my shirt off. Right? That's not what I want for everybody. I want you to have confidence and bravado and swag in relation to your business. So next quarter is going to represent you working your asses off to make sure that your business is ready and your business is hot and sexy. That's what I want for you. Your business is hot and sexy. So my plan, I see you guys' smiles. I just want to use this analogy because we're right on the brink of summertime. What I want you guys to do is from now until next Wednesday, what I want you to do is I want you to start planning. Obviously, you already probably have some things in the pipe, but like, what does Q2 look like? What are you going to do differently? What are you going to amplify? What are you going to raise the level of intensity on to make sure that this quarter sets you up for the rest of the year? And then what do? We have a solid summer month. We got our body ready, we have a solid summer quarter, and then we prep and prepare for the fall and the winter seasons, right? We've done all of that work. So when December comes and November comes and people are traveling and it's a little bit more quiet in our business, we're good because we've done all these work. So I'm already looking at 2026, you guys. I'm already looking down the road. And that's how I want you to look at your business. My actions of today are going to be seen in June, right? That's all going to start to come full circle in June, maybe even a little bit earlier, but that's how you have to start looking at your business. So I want you to start planning, prepping, and preparing. So by next week, I have an ask of you. I have a challenge for you more, I should say that. Each of you is to come up with your Q2 plan. What does that look like? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be traveling? Are you going to be attending seminars? Are you going to be, prospecting differently? The sun's out, so now you can go and knock on doors. What does that look like? For Q2, I'm dropping X amount of videos. For Q2, I'm doing X amount of open houses. I'm hosting X amount of events. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm hosting B&I. Whatever it looks like for you. I don't care. You come to this room with your Q2 plan. And what we're going to do is we're going to Shark Tank your business. Ivana, I want you to grab the mic. I'm not saying right now. Ivana, I want you to grab the mic and Shark Tank your business. Tell us what that business plan looks like for the next quarter and share with everybody.
I thought I had another week to plan it. Okay.
No, you do. You do. I was just saying, like, next week I'll call on you. I'm not really officially calling on you right now.
Okay. I thought. Okay, never mind. I mean, I kind of already have an idea of what I'm doing. I have an idea of what I'm doing, what I'm sticking to, and what I'm changing. But
Cool. I love this.
I'm going to take another week to just like have a. Yeah.
Everyone has a week. Everyone has a week. And so we're going to take this idea and we're going to put it into action, right? We're going to put this idea and we're going to put it into an actual strategy. We're not going into summer body like, I don't know how many macros I'm going to eat. Well, I don't know like how many cans of tuna I should eat, or like, I want you to have a fucking plan. So when you hit that summer month, you look good, your business is sexy, and you have something that you're super, super proud of versus trying to hide it underneath something. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that like relationship make sense to everybody? I think we could all understand that because we all have our own insecurities. The last thing I want you to do is have insecurities about your business and the health of your business as you move into quarter two. Every single quarter is a plan for the next 3 months. And then we get ready for fall and winter. And then we get ready to turn the calendar. You guys, we're halfway through this year. This is going to be an exciting time for you. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a system, if you don't have operational efficiencies, if you fell short in quarter one, if you don't realign and have a new purpose for Q2, then you're going to have 2 months or 2 quarters out of the year where you fell short. And that's the last thing I want for you guys. Make sense? All right, cool. Let's go around the room. I want to hear some thoughts, some contributions, and some takeaways as we start to wrap today's session. I will go back to Ivana. Ivana, one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today. Let's go.
Okay. Well, you definitely got me thinking on like Q2 and what my plan is going to be. So I'm going to take another week to just like, make sure what I'm going to be sticking to and what I need to change.
Good.
I'm not going to be ashamed of my summer body.
Okay. All right. Good. And Ivana, I appreciate you coming out to the party. It was great having you there. Let's go, Mohan.
It was a great party. Yeah.
Mohan, one key thought and one key takeaway from our time together today, and then we'll go to Aaron Chris next, and we'll go over to Lisa.
I like this action without purpose is just noise. And I want to, be action oriented and not just plan. And when there's a plan without action is of no use.
Ooh, I love this, Mohan. You're absolutely right. And you know what? I just got called out in the chat. You are absolutely right. Where's Dominique? Dominique, we're going to go back over to you. You have an opportunity to share your message to market with the group. Blessing is not letting you off the hook. So let's go, Dominique.
Hi. Sorry. Actually, thank you so much for everybody's input in. Yes, I actually have heard about the spring kind of boom from my mentor and Kevin and other realtors. So now that I read a little bit more about the article, it is definitely very exciting for the sellers to put their their house on the market, because it is true. Yeah, a lot of people are ready to take the decision and move forward into the new kind of cycle of the school year and things like that. And it is definitely a good time for them to do that. So I'm gonna kind of like preface it differently. I think I'm gonna have to like kind of talk to myself, in the mirror to like learn how to sell it better. But I'm gonna be doing open houses this weekend, and that's gonna be my practice. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you know what I would do is if I was doing an open house this weekend, I would put that article into a QR code. I would also
Yeah.
take that article, I'd go into my database and I'd send it to every single person in my database, whether they are a buyer or they know somebody that's thinking about selling. And also I would create a video on it. I'd create a video on it, something short, sweet, to the point. If you have questions about listing your home in the spring market, DM me. I'd love to talk to you about our strategy and how our team sold over $575 million worth of real estate volume last year. Let's chat.
Yeah.
So
Thank
good.
you.
I
I'll do that.
appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Let's go Aaron Chris, then we'll go over to
Thank you.
Lisa Torres, and then we'll start wrapping sesh.
You know what? This call was fire today. There's a lot of things from the gate. The worrying is taking away your peace for today, or like that kind of stuff is definitely something that I'm working on every day, and so that was big for me. Chris, fucking killing it with the socioeconomics, and I'm right there with him. I feel like they got us all divided on this, liberal, Democrat, Republican, conservative thing, and on the backside, they're not really working for us. So we have to take it upon ourselves to make our own future. We can't really depend on these governments to be working in our interests. We got to just flow with whatever the laws are, whatever is presented to us. We have no choice. We have to operate within that framework, and to sit around and worry about what they're doing and cry about what decisions they're making, that stops us from actually taking action and doing things. So, I mean, there were so many different things in this, to the very end here where you're like QR code about the article. I'm like, fuck QR code article. So, I mean, this call was amazing.
Well, I appreciate you guys for being here, for making this call what it is. I'm going to go one more contribution. Lisa Torres, rapid fire. One key takeaway from our time together today.
Just one? Okay. That's super tough. I got to touch on a couple of things. So the worrying doesn't do us any good. I just had that conversation with my daughter last night. So that hit super hard. Thank you so much, Ashley, and I can't remember, Blessing, that mentioned that. And then the spring market, I would say buy when you can. But yes, traditionally, if we look at stats year over year over year, we're going to see there's patterns, right? There's patterns of the uptick during spring and the downfall during the winter months. But when we look decade over decade, no matter who's in office, no matter who is in control of the House, Senate, whatever, decade over decade, home values are nearly doubling. So it's time in the market, not timing the market. And that's my conversation with every single client, no matter what day of the year it is. That's it.
Beautiful. Well said. Well said. You guys, really great session today. One more time, I'm going to be in Eventzilla one more time. As you guys know, we have officially dropped the start date for Intensity. That is happening this month on the 14th. If you are a brave soul that wants to go in the trenches with us, go full tilt for 6 weeks, raise the level of intensity in your life, business, health, and relationships, then this is the program for you. Now, if you are a team member, there is no fee. If you are a non-team member, there is a growth investment, and invest in yourself. And I promise you, amazing, amazing things will come from it. But don't be the person that sits there, maybe I should, I don't know. I'm thinking about intensity. Intensity is not I think about it. Intensity is I commit to it. And so I want to share that with you. It's exciting to see how the program is evolving and growing. We have 160 people in Intensity for tomorrow for our East Coast people. 160 brave souls that are going to walk the line with us tomorrow. So we're excited. I'm excited for you guys. I know that some of you are past graduates, but if you're down to get punched in the gut a little bit more and then picked up with love and open arms, we got you. So you guys, the link is down below. You guys have that. If you need anything, I'm here for 100% unwavering support, you guys. I appreciate you. I love you. Let's continue to grow this group. Thank you for coming out last weekend. It was an absolutely amazing time. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and crush your Wednesday. Peace.